The big three from Nickelodeon live-action shows are definitely Big Time Rush, iCarly, and Victorious. Although Drake and Josh and Zoe 101 are great shows, the reason why they aren't in the big three is because they jump-started careers for people like Miranda Cosgrove, Jerry Trainor, Victoria Justice, and Aaron Sanders, but we saw them all flourish later on in the big three shows. Ned's Declassified isn't even going to be mentioned due to how the actors who starred in it ruined the show for me. Situations like Lindsay Shaw saying she was hooking up with everyone, then the whole cast was inconsiderate to Drake Bell after he spoke about getting sexually assaulted. Henry Danger, Game Shakers, Nicky Ricky Dicky, and Dawn are all great shows, but they're no match to the big three. The Haunted Hathaways is underrated, and it sucks that it got canceled before getting to see its full potential. Sam and Cat was also good, but hearing Jeanette McCurdy speak about her experience with Ariana has ruined the show for me. Big Time Rush is one of the only shows from Nickelodeon that wasn't a part of the Dan Schneider universe, but was still very successful. Although Kendall was supposed to be the lead, the other three boys were so great that they were never outshined. Gustavo was perfectly casted because I can't see anyone else playing his character, and the same goes with Kelly. I'm not sure if Katie was supposed to be the character that makes boys want to watch, but I'm glad she wasn't exploited. There was only one scenario where they had Katie go on a date, and I'm glad it was only a one-time thing. Her character of being the little sister to not only Kendall, but also to James, Carlos, and Logan was perfect. The Jennifers did their thing, but Joe and Camille were amazing girlfriends to Kendall and Logan. I was a fan of Lucy, but I just don't like when fans say she was better than Joe. Big Time Rush was also the only show that gave the main characters a good music career. Not to be mean, but Miranda Cosgrove's music career and Victoria Justice's music career went nowhere after their shows ended. But the Big Time Rush boy band was successful at the time, and even to this day they're still successful. I'm not sure if the tour ended already, but in these recent years they were touring and had multiple shows with people actually going. I know people are going to say, well, what about Ariana Grande? But the thing with Ariana Grande is that she wasn't the lead character. Victorious wasn't based around her, and Ariana is honestly so talented that she would have blown up, with or without Nickelodeon. iCarly sits on 97 episodes, and you know the show is good when every single episode is memorable. There was never a filler episode, and I love when shows do that. iCarly was also pretty modern for the times. Their web show being live-streamed can be compared to today's streamers going live on Twitch or Kick. The entire cast knew their job, and they did it perfectly. Carly, Sam, Freddie, and Spencer have a great dynamic and are hilarious both together and separate. When Gibby was upgraded from side character to the main cast, it was a smart decision because Gibby fitted right in. Mrs. Benson, T-Bow, and occasionally Lubert are all great examples of side characters. Like I said earlier, you know the show is good when you can say that every episode is memorable. iCarly also gave us Spaghetti Tacos and the Butter Sock. They had the best guest stars from Michelle Obama to One Direction. Victorious arguably has the best cast out of the two previous shows. Yes, even better than iCarly and Big Time Rush. With such a large cast, everyone still manages to shine and be a lead character. Even Trina, I would argue that her comedy, beauty, and acting bumps her to main cast. She's more than just a side character. Sikowitz is also technically a side character, but he's a lot of people's favorite, and that's what I mean by everyone manages to shine. Victorious has the most rewatch value out of the big three. The finale is terrible, but I just skipped that episode. iCarly and BTR aren't childish, but Victorious is the most mature, and I think that's why it has the most rewatch value for me. Something that was fresh to see was they didn't have Tori's group of friends pass each other around. Beck was only with Jade, and when they did toy with the idea of Beck getting with Tori, it never went too far. Kat only had a thing with Robbie. They didn't have her start dating Andre or Beck. I also like that they never had Andre and Tori date. I'm of the side where I loved their friendship and didn't care to see them get together or hook up. Victorious has less guest stars, but every episode is still memorable. Victorious also gave us memorable words like chiz. Let me know if you agree with my top three. An honorable mention is Full House, but it just doesn't have that much replay value for me.